With time, we start to feel less and less sexual gratification, and many times we ask ourselves why. Here, in this video, we will talk about how to increase your sexual gratification. Hi, I am Lina, Triana, plastic surgeon, and I am here to give you options, surgical and non-surgical, for increasing your sexual gratification. There are physiological changes that impact our sexuality and are different in men than in women. For example, men, to have sexual gratification, they need friction on the penis. And with time, important to know that their erection is less vertical. And that really impacts female sexual gratification. Female sexual gratification is about friction on the anterior vaginal wall. So if we have a penis that is less vertical erection, it will be more difficult to push that penis to produce friction and give sexual gratification for that woman. This summed up, plus the physical or physiological changes in females, impact our sexual gratification. What differences happens with age in females? When first, the more you use something, the more loose it becomes, and that happens to our vagina. Second, because we live in planet Earth, and planet Earth has force of gravity, everything is pulled down, and the vagina is no different, and that makes it more lax. Plus, when we have babies come, and they are there inside our abdomen for 9 months. The weight of the baby is sustained by the muscles that also sustain our vagina, that is like a channel or a tunnel. So when the baby gets out, those muscles get really loose, and the vagina, instead of being straight, it tends up to be really floppy and loses its strength, meaning that when the vagina pushes the penis to the anterior vaginal wall during sexual intercourse, that push will be less effective, meaning that we will have less sexual gratification. This is why we offer you different options for increasing, again, your sexual gratification. A floppy vagina also impacts the bladder. Why? The bladder is like a little sac where urine is kept. And when the vagina comes down, the bladder comes down too. And this produces stress incontinence. What is that? When you have a little bit of leaking of urine, when you jump, when you cough, when you do exercise. And that really impacts our lives. So with a vaginal rejuvenation procedure, we can correct both the stress incontinence plus the decrease in sexual gratification. 2 in 1 procedure. Now, we will talk about a laser vaginal rejuvenation without surgery. That is an in-office procedure without anesthesia. When is this procedure good for you? It is of help when there is not too much laxity in the vagina. It will give you like a refreshment of the area. But if there is a lot of looseness, definitely you're a surgical candidate. When we decide that you're a good fit for a laser non-surgical vaginal rejuvenation, we need to understand that only one procedure will not be enough. Maybe you'll have to do 1, 2, 3, or maybe more procedures staged in 1 month between one and another one. And remember that maybe we will need a refreshment every year. Another option to increase your sexual gratification is the O shot or the G shot. When do these serve you well? Usually, when we talk about decreasing our sexual gratification, it goes hand by hand with the laxity of the vagina. That's why it's so important for you to come with me and I do the examination to see where is the problem of your decreasing sexual gratification. But if we see that the vagina has a good tone, it's not lax but has a good tone, and still you want to increase sexual gratification, we can do the G shot. That is basically the application of hyaluronic acid on the anterior vaginal wall so that we increase the area of sensitivity receptors in the vagina. Or the O shot, that is the application of plasma on the anterior vaginal wall. For the O shot, we would need more than one procedure, 1, 2, 3, or more procedures so that we can increase that sensitivity receptors. The recovery period for a laser vaginal rejuvenation surgical procedure will be more or less 8 days of not using tight clothes. We will have some reabsorbable sutures that will go around day 15 or 21, and no exercise, heavy lifting, or sexual intercourse for 6 weeks. And if we are doing a non-surgical laser vaginal rejuvenation, no recovery is needed. If you are interested in increasing your sexual gratification and want to know what is the best option for you, come to our webpage, www.drlinatriana.com, and ask for a virtual appointment. Also, look for our social media or subscribe to our YouTube channel.